Today we begin with China, where the government and military scientists are reportedly worried, not about missiles, tanks or fighter jets. Their concerns float in on the low Earth orbit. The threat? Starlink, Elon Musk's satellite internet network. What was once a tech marvel has now become a geopolitical headache. Chinese military scientists have reportedly been studying Starlink for months. They have published over 60 research papers warning that Starlink could pose a national security risk. What are they afraid of? That Starlink could be used to spy on Chinese territory. Starlink's vast constellation of low-orbit satellites delivers cheap, fast and ubiquitous connectivity, even in remote areas. According to reports, Chinese researchers suggest that this poses a high risk to the Chinese government and its strategic interests. They say the technology could be integrated into US military systems. In a 2023 paper from China's National University of Defense Technology, researchers said integration of Starlink technology into US military space is seen as a threat by many countries. Another report mapped out the vulnerabilities in Starlink's supply chain, noting the company has over 140 first-tier suppliers and limited oversight on cybersecurity. Starlink does not operate in China, but Musk's satellites can sweep over Chinese territory. In 2023, researchers determined that Starlink can achieve round-the-clock coverage of Beijing. And these fears are not just theoretical. Now, Chinese researchers are brainstorming countermeasures. Some of them are right out of a science fiction movie. This includes launching satellites to track Starlink's movements, using coercive materials to damage batteries, deploying ion thrusters to interfere with solar panels, and even laser attacks to burn out key components. And one paper floated the idea of deep fakes to create fake targets and to confuse the network. And China isn't alone. European lawmakers are uneasy too. They have urged EU countries not to sign contracts with Starlink until Europe's own satellite network is ready. Even some traditional US allies are asking if it is wise to hand over core communication infrastructure to a billionaire whose political loyalties are not clear. Let's talk about the numbers now. How Starlink dominates space. It has more than 8,000 active satellites. That's about 2/3 of all satellites in orbit. It operates in over 140 countries. Now, on its global coverage map, there are just 3 dead zones: China, Iran, and North Korea. Now compare that to Starlink's rivals. Now, Amazon's Project Kuiper has just 78 satellites, although it has planned to launch 3,200 more. London-based OneWeb has around 650 satellites. China's Guowang network has launched 60 satellites and aims for 13,000. Qianfan, another Beijing-based project, has launched 90 satellites. So clearly, no one is even close. And that's the problem, because when Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, Starlink became Ukraine's lifeline. It powered drones, guided troops, and kept battlefield communications running. That experience spooked governments around the world, and Musk's control made things complicated. At one point, he refused to extend Starlink coverage to support Ukrainian counterattack on Crimea. In short, one man decided the outcome of a military operation. So where does that leave the rest of the world? China has already launched a counter-project called Guowang. In 2021, they created China SatNet to rival Starlink. Another firm, Qianfan, is targeting customers in Brazil, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, and it plans to expand into Africa too. Meanwhile, Chinese researchers continue to simulate Starlink's coverage, especially over Beijing, Taiwan, and the Arctic. The fear is simple, that Starlink satellites, while helping civilians, could also serve as eyes and ears for the Pentagon. And with no other company even remotely close in reach or scale, Starlink's monopoly is both powerful and unnerving.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Kali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.